If you've seen Neighbors, if you've seen Crazy Rich Asians, the co-screenwriters of both these movies bring you Joyride. Have you seen it? If you haven't, let's get it started. We'll talk about it. I'm Suhi. Like and subscribe, and here we go.
You guys must be new to town, right?
New to town, but not new to the country. We just moved from California.
We just wondered if you wouldn't mind if your daughter played with our daughter.
Audrey, say hi.
You want to play slide?
Slides off limits to ching-chongs.
Fuck you. Do you want to be best friends?
Joyride stars Ashley Park, Sherry Cola, Oscar nominee Stephanie Hsu, and Sabrina Wu. The hilarious and unapologetic, explicit story of identity and self-discovery centers on four unlikely friends who embark on a once-in-a-life international journey. It's an adventure. When Audrey, Ashley Park, business trip to Asia goes sideways, she enlists the aid of Lola, Sherry Cola. I really like that name, Lola Sherry Cola. Her childhood best friend, who also happens to be a hot mess, Kat Stephanie Hsu, her college best friend, roommate turned Chinese soap opera star, and Deadeye, Sabrina Wu, Lola's cousin. There's no hold bars. Epic experience becomes a journey of bonding, friendship, belonging, and wild storytelling and adventures. So if you've seen the trailer, you know the story. If you've seen many of buddy comedies like Hangover or even Superbad, these type of movies are basically the same, where you have friends who have crazy things to do. They go through this whole turmoil. They find a new belonging and understand each other on a new path. And that's exactly what this is. This movie starts off with Lola and Audrey. They meet when they were young, and Lola's parents just moved into the neighborhood, and Audrey's parents adopted her, and they're like, oh, you're Chinese, she's Chinese, they should be friends. And that's how they became. Audrey is this intelligent, smart person who is very focused on her career. She's a lawyer, and she has to go to Asia to close a deal, and she takes Lola with her. Lola calls her cousin, who's a huge BTS fan, a K-pop fan. She's hilarious, Sabrina Wu. And they meet Stephanie Hsu, which is Kat. She's a soap opera star, and you see right from the beginning, Lola and Kat, they're trying to get into Audrey's best friend's side, and they both don't like each other, and they're both trying to instigate and get Audrey away from them, and they go on a crazy adventure. You see in the trailer where they're trying to go to other places. They got a lot of drugs in them. There are many funny moments. I enjoyed this movie hysterically, and some parts where they were too obvious, but I think the acting of these four was incredible. So Audrey later on wants to find out who her birth mother was and find out where she comes from. And this leads to a path where they get their passport stolen from the drug dealer, and they have to find their way. Somehow they get there, and they find out that Audrey is not Chinese. She's actually Korean. And that leads to a whole big thing, and they get into a fight. Lola and Audrey and Kat, everybody goes their separate ways. And later on, you see Audrey find her path, her own thing. And she doesn't believe in, she says some fucked up things, and it happens. You understand that this is where the growing part comes. If you're truly best friends, yes, there's moments where you're going to say some fucked up things to your friends, your best friends especially, where you test them. But if you really are sisters or brothers or best friend, you're going to let go, because everybody is allowed to have a emotional breakdown. That's a human weakness. And I really like how it showed these four girls just being chaotic, just being wild. And my favorite scene of this entire movie is they are lost, and Lola is having, she's trying to fuck Baron Davis. Lola loves penises, and she has a thing for dicks, and she wants to fuck everything that walks or anything. So she's trying to get with Baron Davis, and Baron Davis is playing in China. Somehow he finds Lola. It was weird. And you have the scene where Audrey, Kat is high as shit on her because she had cocaine up her butt and exploded in her. And she was high as shit. That shit was funny. And then you see Audrey having a twosome. But the funniest part of this whole thing is not the sex part. The funniest part of the whole thing is they they injure and cripple all the freaking stars except Baron Davis. And Baron Davis is like, what the fuck, Lola? Like, now I have to play by myself. You hurt my entire team. Like I said, the trailer gives everything away. This movie isn't something like special. If you've seen Superbad, if you've seen Neighbors, if you've seen Bridesmaid, if you've seen Crazy Rich Asian, well, take away Crazy Rich Asian. That's a little different. But if you've seen the other types of movies, you're going to understand what's happening. Discovery, friendship, sisterhood leads them to a nice path at the end. And at the end, they all get together. Lola and Kat actually become friends. They become good friends. They keep on communicating to each other. Audrey apologizes. And at the end, you see Kat. She's saying that she is engaged and now they're going to go on another adventure. Oh, the biggest, most important thing, and I apologize if anybody finds this offensive, but it's very, very important in storytelling. What happens in the first act is Audrey tells Lola that Kat has a pussy tat. And if anybody finds this weird, that's exactly what they say. I'm verbally telling you what they say it. So she has a pussy tat. You're not going to pay attention to that and think it's just whatever. But it comes in play later on. There's a scene where they're trying to get to Korea and they pretend to be K-pop band. And they go through this whole thing. Sabrina Wu, she basically Deadeye. She has a following. They bring this guy brings the fake fans, everything. They're trying to confuse and trick the security guard that's guarding the private jet that they're the K-pop. And you see it in the trailer where they try to imitate and be a K-pop thing. At that time, Kat goes wild and she rips off a thing and you see her devil pussy tat. And that goes viral because Lola was streaming it. And that causes the chaos and the ricochet and the turmoil that made them all, like, you know, go crazy. Kat lost her job. She basically got fired. She got embarrassed. She went viral. Everybody knows her as the tat girl. Lola and Audrey get to fight. Audrey gets fired because of all this. She's like, oh, because your friend live streamed. So she's like, I'm done with this. But at the end, they get together. It's a story of sisterhood. Nothing like this breaks it. If anything, this is a funny ass story. But yes, I enjoyed this. I will give this a 7 out of 10. Joyride is a fun movie, a one-time watch if you have nothing to do. And if you enjoy like rude, offensive, crazy humor, because that's what it is. It's supposed to be unapologetic humor. You're not supposed to feel offended about this. And if you do, this is not the type of movie for you. But if you love this type of stuff, I think you're going to enjoy it too. So have you seen Joyride? If you have, comment below. What are your thoughts? Is my rating crazy? Is everything I said accurate? Is it just an extended version of the trailer? Comment below, like and subscribe. I'm Suhi. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.